गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः.
Namaskar. My name is Anuradha Rohit Kulkarni. I am working as a teacher in ITS Center School, Durvaninagar, Bengaluru 16. My roll number is 151. And I'm going to speak about the topic, the unique contributions of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan to philosophy. Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan needs no introduction. He was a very versatile personality, a distinguished scholar, a professor par excellence, a prolific writer, an eloquent orator, an able administrator, a great visionary and statesman, diplomat, and whatnot. In fact, he was Plato's philosopher king in the real sense. Above all, he was a very simple, down-to-earth, benevolent humanitarian. He was one of the best and the most influential 20th century scholar of comparative religion and philosophy. The word philosophy means the love of wisdom. It speaks about the nature of knowledge and wisdom. In Sanskrit, we say it as a Darshana Shastra. He's got global acclaim because of his commentaries on the Prasthana Traya, namely the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, and the Brahma Sutras. His metaphysics is grounded in the Advaita Vedanta philosophy as propounded by Sri Adiguru Shankaracharya. Radhakrishnan was a devotee but not a blind follower. So he reinterpreted and reformulated the Advaita Vedanta philosophy to suit the modern context with the help of science and technology. He says science and technological innovations, they don't speak about the knowledge of the self or soul. But he says everything to be accepted with the experience and it should be based on facts. That's why he gives credit to the ancient seers of India who were the mantra drashtaras. They got the direct revelations from the ultimate. So that's why Vedas are based on facts and non fiction. He says Vedanta is not a religion but religion itself in its most universal and deepest significance. He says a man without religion is like a horse without a bridle. Religion is behavior and not beliefs. Well, his concept of the universe is constantly evolving. It has a definite purpose, it has a meaning, it has a value, and therefore it is ideal. With the emergence of man in this universe, the universe took a turn. And with the spirit in man, it ensured a future for the development. And he says the man has got this capacity to transcend himself above this ego, reason, logic, and mind and everything. He speaks about different experiences, 5 different experiences which are experienced better with the intuition. Firstly, he speaks about the cognitive experience, in that sense experiences. Second is the reasoning discursive, and then thirdly it is intuition apprehension. Secondly, it all comes under cognitive reasoning, and then second one he speaks about the psychic experience, which he says yes, it helps us to perceive that ultimate reality. And then thirdly he speaks about the aesthetic experience, which are the appreciation of fine arts. And then fourthly he speaks about the ethical experience, and he says the noble qualities like tolerance and all. It is very, very important for a human being. He says tolerance is the homage paid by the finite to the inexhaustibilities of the infinite. So beautifully it is worded. In fact, in his book, The Ethics of Bhagavad Gita and Kant, he very beautifully just brings out the ethics. And then he says Hinduism is embedded with ethics. And then lastly, he speaks about the religious experience. He says a certain level of intelligence is required to understand intuition. And then he speaks about 5 different types of worshippers. The first are those who worship the ultimate reality. They are the absolute Brahman. They are of the highest authority. They see God in everything. Secondly are those who worship the personal God. Thirdly are those who worship the incarnations like Rama, Krishna, Buddha, and so on. Below them are those people who worship the ancestors, deities, and saints. And lastly are those people who worship the petty forces and the spirits. And then he says the ultimate pursuit of man is to become one with the Ishvara, and then his soul should be liberated. He calls it as the cosmic liberation or the Sarvamukti. He says the ultimate self is free from hunger, free from illness, free from death and grief and whatnot. So let us become that ultimate self. Thank you.